Wealth is something many RimWorld players have heard of, but not many truly know just how much it impacts your colony. Knowing how wealth affects your pawns, your rooms, and especially your raids can make your colonies happier, or it might even prevent massive raids entirely just from being aware of it. What is up, y'all? My name is Vessi, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining wealth in RimWorld. It's one of the most important stats in the entire game, so make sure you watch to the end because by the end of this video you'll know exactly how wealth works and how it's leading to those massive raids that are wiping out your colonies. Before we get started though, make sure to hit that like button if this video helps you, or consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026 and only you can help make that happen. So first things first, what even is wealth in RimWorld? A lot of players think wealth just means silver, or maybe how rich their colony feels, but that's not how the game sees it at all. Wealth in RimWorld is your total market value of everything in your colony. That includes your items, your buildings, animals, and even the pawns themselves and what they're wearing. Weapons, armor, sculptures, furniture, drugs, food, prosthetics, all of it counts. Even the walls, even the floors count towards your colony's wealth. You can actually see your total colony wealth by going to the History tab and selecting Statistics. The number right there is the number one reason why you are getting rated in RimWorld. Now here's an important detail a lot of players miss. Buildings placed on the ground only count towards half of their wealth when calculating the raids. So while walls and floors still matter, they're slightly less dangerous than stockpiled items or gear. The game combines all of this into something called storyteller wealth. Storyteller wealth equals your item's wealth plus your creature wealth plus half of your building wealth, and that number is what the storyteller is constantly watching. Now let's talk about the part most RimWorld players care about, raids. Because wealth is one of the biggest factors in determining how strong enemy attacks are, your storyteller wealth gets converted into something called raid points, but it doesn't just happen all at once. First, your wealth turns into wealth points, and then it contributes to pawn points, and those two numbers get added together. Finally, we have raid points, and that's what the storyteller used to buy the enemies. Every raider, mechanoid, or animal has a combat point value. Stronger enemies cost more points, so more wealth means more points, which means more tough enemies. Here's where people get caught off guard though. Even if your defenses haven't changed, even if you didn't feel like your colony got stronger, if your wealth went up, the game assumes that you can handle it. And difficulty multiplies this. If you're playing on a higher threat scale, 200%, 300%, or if you're crazy, even 500%, wealth matters a whole lot more. At the higher difficulties, small wealth increases can suddenly push you over a threshold, and that's when the raids start to feel unfair. Wealth doesn't just affect your raids, it's also affecting how your colonists feel about living in your colony. Low wealth colonies have lower expectations. That means pawns are easier to keep happy. They don't expect fancy bedrooms, they don't get as bored as easily, and they tolerate the rough conditions much better. But as your wealth increases, expectations rise. The colonists start wanting better rooms, more recreation variety, and more impressive spaces. At very high wealth levels, pawns can actually get mood penalties just for existing in your colony. This is why some colonies feel harder to manage emotionally as they get richer. It's not just you, it's the game raising the bar for you. Wealth also plays a role in the room's impressiveness. Rooms in RimWorld are judged by several stats: size, beauty, cleanliness, and wealth. Adding furniture, sculptures, or better floors increases the wealth. That wealth then contributes to how impressive the room feels. This is why a small bedroom can suddenly give a positive mood buff just from adding a small carpet or a small sculpture. In the early game, this is usually worth it, but later on, when your colony is upgraded, wealth starts to impact this a whole lot more. In the early game, this is usually worth it, but later on, when your colony is already wealthy, these small upgrades can stack up fast. So now the big question, how do you control wealth instead of letting it control you? First, don't hoard. Extra weapons, extra silver, and extra high-value items sitting in storage all count. If you're not using it, sell it. Second, stop overbuilding. You don't need marble floors everywhere. You don't need legendary furniture in every room. A functional base survives longer than a beautiful one that attracts overwhelming raids. Third, we have pawn gear. All of that high-quality armor and the weapons are adding wealth fast. Upgrade when you need to, not just because you can. Fourth, and this one is huge, be selective with your pawns. Every pawn you recruit adds wealth, but not every pawn adds as much value as each. Low skill pawns increase raid strength without improving colony survival. Recruit your strong pawns, or use the slaves strategically. Fewer, better pawns often survive longer than large, inefficient colonies. Finally, we have animals and art. Too many animals increases your wealth quickly, and too many sculptures or other art pieces can do the exact same. Don't decorate automatically, decorate with intention. Wealth in RimWorld is a double-edged sword. It improves your colony, but it also paints a target on your back. Understanding how it works lets you control raid difficulty, colonist mood, and long-term survival. Balance your growth and RimWorld becomes far more manageable, even on the higher difficulties. If this video helped you though, guys, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments just how this helped you, and let me know down in the comments what video you guys want to see next.